I'm Matt Olson. I'm the Assistant Attorney General for National Security of the Department of Justice. Today we are announcing charges in the Central and Southern Districts of California against 2 active duty members of the United States Navy. Through the alleged crimes committed by these defendants, sensitive military information ended up in the hands of the People's Republic of China.
Mga karunungan, kaalaman, teorya, kasaysayan, hiwaga at mga bagong tuklas. Alamin natin, alamin natin. Grabe ito mga utol dahil 2 active Navy sailors ang inaresto sa US dahil sa di umanong pagkakalat o pagbibigay ng impormasyon ng mga military information mula sa US patungo sa China. Sa madalit sabi, sila ay hinihinalang mga espiya ng China sa US. Napakagrabe nun mga utol. Pero bago tayo tuluyan dumako, hinihikayat ko muna kayong paki-like and follow itong ating official Facebook page. Alamin natin PH mga utol. Nandito din po ang ating mga content. So palakasin natin siya. Maraming salamat po. Dumako na tayo sa report mula sa UNTV News and Rescue. So 2 US Navy sailors na umano'y nag-iispiya para sa China inaresto. So mamaya titingnan rin natin ang iba pang report dito at ang pahayag ng Department of Justice ng United States of America hinggil sa naturang insidente o kasong ito. Game na.
Arestado ang 2 United States Navy sailors sa California, USA dahil sa kasong pagbibigay ng sensitive military information sa China. Inakusahan ng 22 taong gulang na si Xinjia Wei, isang naturalized US citizen, na pakikipagsabwatan sa isang Chinese agent sa pagpapadala ng national defense information. Samantalang si Petty Officer Wen Hengzhao, 26 na taong gulang, inaresto dahil sa pagtanggap ng pera kapalit ng sensitibong mga larawan at videos. Samantala, iginiit naman ng China na wala itong nalalaman kaugnay umano ng pang-espiya ng 2 Navy sailors.
Pero syempre aaminin ba yan ng China na nag-iispiya sila sa US? Pero malamang sa malamang dahil pumutok ito, kumbaga kung walang apoy, walang usok, o walang baga, walang usok, 'di ba mga utol? Pero ito ay didinggin pa yung kaso ng 2 US Navy sailors. Pero talagang mga Chinese yung itsura nila mga utol. Dumako muna tayo dito sa report tungkol dito. Mula ito sa CBS News. Ayan, 2 Navy sailors arrested, accused of providing China with information. Siyempre napakadelikado niyan. Na ano yung national security ng US, no? Yung mga impormasyon tungkol sa mga military tactics, kung ano yung mga nilalaman ng mga weapons ng US, parang gano'n eh. Pati yung mga plano. So, pwede nilang i-leak papunta sa China. So, ayan. Basahin lang natin konti ha, wag na lahat. Okay? 2 US Navy sailors have been arrested on charges related to national security and tied to China, US officials said Thursday. Jen Chow, ano ba to? Talaga lumalabas siya. Jin Chow Wei, si Wei, no? A 22 years old sailor assigned to the San Diego US base USS Essex was arrested Wednesday on charge related to espionage. Espionage po yung pag-iispiya. Okay, pagkakalat ng impormasyon, okay? Involving conspiracy to send national defense information to Chinese official, according to the US official. Oh, so ano masasabi nyo dyan? So medyo mahaba ito. Basahin lang natin. Wei admitted to his handler that he knew this activity would be viewed as spying and could affect his pending citizenship application. Oh, hindi pa pala US citizen to. Rather than report the contact which he was trained to do, he chose to instead to hide it. Oh, said Randy Grossman, a US attorney for the Southern District of California, whether it was greed or for some reason Wei allegedly chose to turn his back on his newly adopted country and enter a conspiracy with Chinese handler. Conspiracy po ay parang ano, no? Yung sabwatan. Oh, nakikipagsabwatan talaga. Pero syempre, didinggin pa yung kaso nila. Hindi nang basta sila parurusahan mga utol. Pero alam ko kung daw nagkakamali ang capital punishment dito sa espionage or treason depende nagdedepende ito sa gaano kagrabe yung kaso, kung anong ginawa. Pero kung national security, pwede itong punishable by death. Okay? Pero pagkakulong, normal na yung pagkakulong. Okay? Pero yung capital punishment nito, kung hindi daw nagkakamali, ay death. Kapag masyadong grabe yung ginawa niyang espionage. Okay? Bago tayo magpatuloy, mga utol, pakinggan muna natin yung pahayag ng US Department of Justice tungkol sa nasabing report na ito. Ito po yan.
I'm Matt Olson. I'm the Assistant Attorney General for National Security of the Department of Justice. Today we are announcing charges in the Central and Southern Districts of California against 2 active duty members of the United States Navy. Through the alleged crimes committed by these defendants, sensitive military information ended up in the hands of the People's Republic of China. U.S. Attorney Estrada and U.S. Attorney Grossman will discuss these cases in more detail in a moment. The charges demonstrate the PRC's determination to obtain information that is critical to our national defense by any means, so it could be used to their advantage. The alleged conduct also represents a violation of the solemn obligation of members of our military to defend our country, to safeguard our secrets, and to protect their fellow service members. In the first case out of the Central District, the defendant, a petty officer who served as a construction engineer, is charged with conspiring with a PRC intelligence officer to collect and transmit sensitive military information about naval operations. The defendant allegedly accepted bribes and gave a PRC intelligence officer photographs and videos of military exercise plans, operational orders, and electrical systems at a naval installation. In the second case out of the Southern District, the defendant faces charges for espionage and for violating our export control laws, for collecting and transmitting sensitive national defense information at the direction of the PRC intelligence officer. As tasked by the intelligence officer, the defendant allegedly transmitted or attempted to transmit more than 50 manuals and other documents containing technical and mechanical data about naval amphibious assault ships. Several of these materials were allegedly marked with export control warnings and detailed sensitive information about the power structure, weapon systems, and damaged control aboard those ships. These individuals stand accused of violating rules that protect the United States and ensure that those who are entrusted with our national security do not abuse their positions for any reason, including for personal profit. The National Security Division, my division, working with the U.S. Attorney's offices around the country, have been relentless in pursuing and holding accountable those who commit crimes to advance the interests of hostile nation states. And as I've said before, and as today's charges reflect, China, among all such nations, stands apart in terms of the threat that its government poses to the United States. China is unrivaled in the audacity and in the range of its malign efforts to subvert our laws. Make no mistake, as a department, we will continue to use every tool in our arsenal to counter the threat and to deter China and those who aid them in violating the rule of law and threaten our national security. I want to commend the outstanding work of the U.S. Attorney's offices and FBI field offices in Los Angeles and San Diego, as well as the FBI's Counterintelligence Division. The National Security Division works with these offices on the front lines to combat efforts by the PRC to engage in espionage and other activities that threaten our national security. These offices work closely with the Navy and other partners across the U.S. government to identify and to respond to such threats and to bring perpetrators to justice. I'll note that we are in San Diego, a city with an especially deep and long-standing tie to the United States Navy. The Navy plays an integral role in defending our country from all manner of threats and protecting U.S. values and our interests around the world, including in the Pacific region. Every day, the men and women of the Navy carry out their critical mission while upholding their duty to protect our interests. I'm particularly grateful to NCIS for its critical partnership in these cases, and the Department of Justice is proud to work shoulder to shoulder with NCIS, with the FBI, and our many military and law enforcement partners in responding to the threats to this country's most important institutions, whether those threats come from without or from within. And we stand ready to hold accountable those who would betray the public trust and violate the commitments that they have made to our country. Thank you.
So ayan mga utol, narinig nyo naman yung mismong pahayag ng US attorney, no? So diding arestado na silang dalawa at didinggin pa syempre aalamin ba yung mga impormasyon kung totoo nga ba, kung gaano kadami na naikalat nila kung sakali. At kung napatunayan totoo malamang sa malamang itong mga to magkakanta leche-leche. Pero ang ibig ko sabihin dito, alam naman natin na yan, no? May syempre ganun talaga ginagawa ng magkalaban na bansa. Noon pa unang panahon ay nangyayari na yan. May mga espiya talaga. So, sa pagkakataon lamang na ito, nahuli ang espiya. Nung panahon ng mga hari Treyna, di ba? Pag nahuli yung espiya, di ba? Automatic. Ngayon, syempre, may mga batas-batas na, may human rights na. Pero, kumbaga, mas na tayo civilized. Okay? Pero, just the same, hanggang ngayon, pag mga usaping digmaan at mga sigalot ng mga bansa, hindi mawawala ang may nag-iispiya talaga. Okay? So malamang, etong US din naman, may ispiya din sa China kung anong mga plano at bahakbangin ng China. So kaya yung cyber, yung hacking, the best yan na isa sa mga mangyayari talaga yan. May cyber war, kumbaga, kapag natuloy ang napipintong gera mga utol. Pero anong masasabi nyo sa ating featured video at impormasyon na bago? Pero sa totoo lang, kung marami na masyadong nailik na impormasyon yung mga spy di umano ng China, medyo mahirap-hirap na yung habulin mga utol. At saka talagang tumatagilid na national security ng US. Okay? So, anong masasabi nyo? Pa-comment na lang mga utol. Hanggang doon lang muna. Muli ako si Target Aquiles. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Kayo mag-iingat. Keep safe. God bless at saludo po ako sa inyo lahat. Maraming salamat po.